Hi everyone, it's Elliot here, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about Fantastic Beasts and where to find them, which seems to have tons of people excited, so I'm going to give you my thoughts on the new film. It's directed by David Yates, who did a lot of the later Harry Potter films, and he also made that Tarzan film which came out earlier in 2016, which was not so great. What I have to say about this film is that I got what I expected from it. And I'm going to come under a lot of fire from stalwart Harry Potter fans, but my expectations were middling going in, and those expectations were met. They weren't exceeded, and it didn't fall below those expectations, but this film was just that. It was fine. The story follows Newt Scamander, played by Eddie Redmayne, and he is a British wizard who has gone to New York because his whole shtick is that he wants to save endangered magical animals from extinction, and there are only certain ones of these endangered species being bred in New York. When he gets there, he realises that the American wizarding culture is a lot different to that of the United Kingdom that he's used to, so this gets him a lot of attention from the US wizarding police. All of these magical beasts that he protects and saves are kept within his suitcase, which has a TARDIS-like magical property which makes it much bigger on the inside, and some of these animals are desperate to get out, and they eventually do, and this sets the plot in motion that he then has to go and find these fantastic beasts. Some of the things I did enjoy about the movie: I liked the menagerie of fantastical beasts, and it brought me back to when I saw the first few Harry Potter films with creatures like Fluffy and Buckbeak, and it was just enjoyable to see all these wondrous, imaginative creatures on the screen. And that said, the CGI was done very well for those as well, which I really commend. There's the platypus that steals lots of shiny things, there's the little sapling guy that can pick locks, and then there's the sloth-like creature that can turn invisible whenever he wants, and all of these were a joy to watch. I was also fond of the actors in the film: Eddie Redmayne, Dan Fogler and Katherine Waterston. The only person I didn't really click with was Colin Farrell, whose character was quite uncharismatic and very one-tone. On to the bad stuff in this film, and this is where a lot of you Harry Potter fans are going to start hating me. But I did find that there were a lot of flaws in this film, so I'm going to address all of those in the best way I can right now. I know that Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them is trying to be its own thing, separate from the already existing world of the Harry Potter franchise. I mean, this is clear through the marketing, because on a lot of the posters it doesn't even mention Harry Potter at all. But hear me out on this, okay? Ask yourself the question: why is it that we loved the Harry Potter books and films before? What is the main thing that made us attracted to those books and films? I think the answer to that question can only be one of two things. It will either be the characters, so the main three, Harry, Hermione and Ron, and just how we see them evolve over time and how we can relate to them, or it will be the world of Hogwarts and the grounds and just the whole atmosphere that is created in that setting. Your answer to that question probably won't be all of the magical spells and wondrous beasts that exist within that world. That's not what drew us to the story of Harry Potter. And Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them is a film that is packed full of these magical spells and wondrous beasts, but it feels devoid of personality in terms of characters and setting. Because of the main three characters in Harry Potter, there is something that anyone can relate to. There are attributes that we can all cling on to. But in Fantastic Beasts, there was none of that for me. The protagonist in this film, Newt Scamander, is very much a blank slate, a tabula rasa. And I understand that this is a mechanism for us to view the American wizarding world through the eyes of an outsider, but ultimately this left him devoid of any personality and any attributes that I could relate to. As Eddie Redmayne was doing his thing on the screen, he reminded me of a character like Doctor Who, someone who is very knowledgeable, eccentric, but unlike Doctor Who, Newt Scamander doesn't really say an awful lot, which leads him to not be that entertaining. As much as I enjoyed Dan Fogler playing the No-Mag or the Muggle, he was very charismatic. His character was very much a tool for exposition and driving the story forward, and at times he just felt like a sidekick and that his only purpose in the film was to help the narrative, and that left his character feeling quite empty for me. Before, I was talking about how much I enjoyed watching the magical beasts on screen, but this film is certainly bogged down by an overabundance of CGI. Every single scene in this film has CGI in it, and that's including the many scenes in which there's no magic and no fantastic beasts, so it drives me mad that this film is propped up on its reliance of these effects. There's CGI cars on the streets, CGI New York skylines, CGI windows opening and closing. This is mundane stuff that could have been done practically, and it just leads the film to having multiple layers of this artificial sheen that makes the film not immersive whatsoever. In conclusion, Harry Potter fans will love this, and you're going to go and see this regardless of what someone like me has to say, but I was genuinely let down. I know I said I had middling expectations for this film, but I did want to enjoy it, and that didn't really end up happening. So for me, it gets 2 stars out of 5. Thanks for watching this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you've seen this film, please let me know what you thought about it in the comments below. And if you liked this video, don't forget to subscribe so you can see all of these videos as soon as I upload them. I'll be back with more film videos very soon, but until then, goodbye everyone.